Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now, a lot of you no doubt would have heard of the story of the woman who got lured by another woman who alleged that this woman that she lured had been sleeping with her husband, and then she subsequently went on to flog this woman. She did the flogging with her friend, so she had a friend come over and together they flogged this woman. They took off her clothing, and this was all on the streets somewhere in the eastern part of Nigeria. So I am not going to play you a clip of that video because it's a little bit too graphic for my channel and certainly for YouTube as well. So I'm not going to play you a clip of that video, but I am going to play you clips of subsequent events when all of the characters were interviewed to account for what happened, what their participation was, and how they saw how event played out. So I'll play you this clip and then we'll come back and then we'll discuss this case some more.
Or you people met her in your home when you came back?
You see, that was
straight answer.
That was the second time. The first time, she and my husband met in the hotel. The second time, they met in the home. So it was this third time that I now saw their chatting. You understand? That she's going to come on Tuesday. I now decided to come around that time.
Were you the person that invited, or the husband?
My husband. Invited her. And my husband did not know that I saw their chatting.
Okay. Now, let me ask you, in the whole of this, how do you feel?
I felt very bad because if I'm the one, in fact, I felt very bad because I never knew that that thing went far like that.
Thank you.
Okay.
You have seen it. The national case ID card.
Is that one an option?
Have your name and what you do for a living.
My name is Ifan.
Speak up.
My name is Ifan.
Ifan is who? From where? Where are you from originally? How old are you?
I'm 40.
What do you do for a living?
I'm into Alamato work.
How do you get to know the girl that was really debased?
We met each other.
Tell me the story.
After meeting each other, after some years, I now invited her to Amor, where I stay. So she now came. Her second time coming to my place, I never knew that.
Me on one fateful day and said I should come, that the husband has been sleeping around with a lot of women, and this time every time he brings them at home, and now there's one at home, and I was rushing to somewhere, so I said she should wait a little bit. I'm rushing to somewhere, so later I changed my mind. Let me go and help a sister in need first before I start going to where I'm going. So when I was going, I told her when she get there she shouldn't do anything that would hurt anybody, that she should just find a way to settle it. But getting there, I remembered that actually I was looking for my son, and my ex-husband took my son to his girlfriend's house and kept him in Lagos. So the pains of that my son I was looking for was what entered me, and when I got there, the lady ran into the toilet and hid. So I told her to come out so that we settle this because I was heading to somewhere. She refused. So I said, fine, if you don't want to come out, then stay there. So I left and later came back. Then I brought her out. When I was flogging her, each time I was flogging her, I was just remembering my missing child. So that was what happened. This is not really my character, but sometimes temptation comes and you do things the way that you didn't plan to. Nobody's above temptation.
Okay, let's take that when you were flogging her, you were remembering your son and you were somehow emotional and you were dealing with her. Now, tell me about sending the pictures on the internet. That is a premeditated plot. It's not on impulse.
You're right. That sending of the video actually
came to the house. So with that tense inside me, she was like threatening me. telling me that she's going to report me to the police, this and that, that she's supposed to come with the APS, the ASP, that they'll come and arrest me, this and this.
How many people are inside the room when they are doing that to you?
There are 3.
Who are who?
The wife, the lady that locked me up
And the one
for hours, and the one that invited me to the house.
So they invited you?
He was the one that invited me.
And the husband was there?
That is the man that invited me.
Sorry, the 3 persons there.
Yes.
But in the real sense, are they husband and wife?
That was what he said.
They claim.
Yes.
So they are the one who do all this injury on your body?
Yes, sir.
God has fought for you.
If you open the breast here, you see something.
No, I saw the video. I said that we saw the video. Sorry, eh? God don't.
What kind of justice are you looking for in this matter?
I need them to be charged to court. That's just the truth.
What are you to compensate you with money?
No, because this thing has killed my career. Not even only in Nigeria, outside the country. Sorry,
What
sir.
do you do?
Sir?
What do you do?
I just finished my ND and I'm a single mom. So because of the single mom issue, I lost my husband, so I have to drop out of school to take care of my boy. My boy is just 6 years. So for now, I'm still looking for what to do.
Okay, you just rounded up your ending.
Yes.
And
So now there you saw the sequence of events with people full of regret because they have now been caught for an act they willingly and of free will committed. So now the summary of the story is the woman lured this woman. The victim is allegedly a widow who was in dire needs. She had financial difficulties, and this woman who did the luring allegedly lured this woman on the pretenses that she, the woman that did the luring, was her husband. That's the husband, not the husband of the widow. The story does get complex. Just stay with me. So the woman that did the calling, that called this other woman over, the victim over, did that on the pretext that she was her husband wanting to help the widow. So she called the woman over, and then when she called the woman over, she had already set some sort of lay for her. So when she called the woman over, the woman came over, and then events subsequently transpired. So now she called the woman over obviously on the pretext that she wanted to help her, but then she was of the view that this woman was sleeping with her husband. Now we're saying that this woman was sleeping with her husband, but really when events started to unfold and the story started to expand, it's now emerged that the man is not actually even her husband, because they are not actually even married. They're just partners, long-term partners. I don't know if that's what you call common law wife or whatever, but they are not formally married. So really the man has not even deemed it fit to marry this lady who is now carrying out this act. So now what about the woman that accompanied her in doing the flogging? So she had now called this woman, you heard her account, she had not called this woman to come over to come and assist her with this thing that she was intending to do. And then the woman had rather initially intended to delay her because she had something to do as well. But because of what was going on in her own personal life, she had decided to abandon whatever it is that she was intending to do at that moment in time to go and carry out this unsavory activity or this unpleasantness with this person. So she then left what she was intending to do, then went over, and then they then set up for this woman. And then when that woman came in, events then transpired. I'm sorry that I cannot play you a video of the events that transpired. I'm sure a lot of you would have seen it already, but I cannot bear to put that video on my channel, and certainly I'm not even sure if it's compliant with policies. So I'm sure you've seen it already anyways all over the net, but this is the aftermath of now what's happened, because although all these characters are now with the authorities, having to give account of what they feel transpired from their point of view. And what is now emerging is that what they thought had happened is not actually what had happened. Even if the woman was having a relationship with this woman's alleged husband or even partner, to put the right context to it, even if they were having an affair, it is not enough of a reason for you to have carried out this level of humiliation on this person, because the husband or the partner or whoever he is to her is a grown-up adult of free will. The woman who is alleged to be having an affair with him is a grown woman of free will, and these grown people of free will have decided to act on free will. So if they are acting on free will, then that's just it. If the man has decided that he wanted to have a relationship with this woman, and this woman has acceded to his advances, then that's the natural course of nature. There's nothing wrong with that. And then if you, as a long-term partner, are then of the view that this is not something that really sits with you, then the course of action will be to take your belongings and gather yourself together and move yourself on. This is really how it goes. You have a falling out with your partner, maybe you scream and shout at each other, and you express your disappointment. You might even call the lady names. I mean, that's acceptable because feelings are hurt and all that kind of stuff, and the feelings involved. And when feelings are involved, it does get a bit messy, and it can't get messy. It can't get messy. There's absolutely no denying that. So let's not deny the fact that when feelings are involved, things get messy. But messy is messy, and there are lines that should not be crossed. And the line that was crossed in this particular incident is a line that never should be crossed. And I'm glad that a position is now being taken on this particular sort of incident, because we've seen it far too often within the Nigerian space. When an aggrieved woman feels that because she is aggrieved, it's justification to go to any manner of extremes to do whatever it is that is of her will. No, it's not enough of a reason for you to do whatever it is that is of your will. And I'm glad that now a position is now being taken on this. So whatever the repercussions are, and it's always a story of regret at the end, isn't it? And you know how Nigerians are, is always the devil's work. Any and everything that happens to a person, or anything that a person does rather in Nigeria, rather than them to take responsibility and say, okay, I did this wrong and I face the consequences. That never happens in Nigeria. It is always the devil's work. I wonder sometimes if the Nigerian government should not just go arrest the devil, because the devil seems to be behind everything that goes wrong in that country. So if they go arrest the devil, then all the problems of Nigeria is solved. But really, this is another instance of women taking it to the extremes, and now they've gone this way. Thankfully, nobody was seriously hurt, but our feelings were hurt and our reputations were hurt, and then this is now being addressed. So this is now the sequence of events. This is accounts from the main actors, the main proponents of this whole situation, this whole saga. So this is how we played out, and this is what is going on. So what are your views? What is your position regarding this matter? Whose side are you on, and what do you think of all this situation? What is your reading of this? Let's talk situations and readings and side chicks in the comment section. So I'll leave you here, but before you come join me in the comment section, click on the red subscribe button so it goes gray, the bell button as well so you are notified as soon as I drop a new video. Then once you've done both, let's come talk these clips that we just saw in the comment section. So I'll leave you here, meet you there, and I'll say peace.